Here to talk us through the challenges our students face and the ways we can support them is retired teacher and chair of the Education Policy Committee, DFL Senator Steve Cwodzinksi. Senator, welcome to Senate Spotlight.
Thanks for having me. It's great. Looking forward to it. Yeah, that we're here. I'm looking forward to it.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
Senator, test results show that students have been struggling academically since the pandemic. It's been a few years since the major lockdowns happened. So why is it still affecting them, and what can we do about it now?
Yeah, okay, yes, and if you go talk to kids, they'll bring up, that they just don't have the motivation, they just don't have their mental health issues, they're suffering. They'll tell you that. But I think one of the things, because I've given this a great deal of thought, but there's three things I think that my takeaway after COVID was kids are feeling like the course is, I don't feel it's relevant to me. And so kids are not going to school because it's not relevant. So they think. And sometimes maybe they just need a little bit of a push, like, no, this is relevant. And then the other thing, I think, during COVID, we kind of maybe lessened the rigor of the course a little bit because we didn't know. I mean, we were all going crazy during COVID, just trying to keep kids on task, let alone. And so I think some students will tell me they're not going to school because they can get it all done at home online and not have to sit in an 86-minute class because they'll just make it all up, in 10 minutes at home. And then thirdly, I think is this, we've lost the relationship piece. So those three R's, rigor, relevance, but relationships is number one to me. That's why they want to come to school, because they have a relationship with their friends in third hour and the teacher. And so I think we lost a little bit of that in COVID, but we're going to get it back.
Well, you mentioned their mental health, and I know earlier in this session you heard from school social workers and counselors. There was a big moment about that. What were your big takeaways?
Oh, God. That our kids are hurting, that they really, truly are hurting. I don't know if it's society, if we're causing more mental illness in our youth. I don't know if it's our social media and our cell phone addictions, or if we're getting better at detecting it in kids, but the numbers are just going through the roof. And it just, like, the suicidal ideations by kids. I mean, I didn't even know what that word meant when I was in high school, and now that kids are just open about it. And I know that when I first came here, I found out that we were 44th in the nation in student-to-counselor ratios. And I just thought, oh my God, we're the education state. Surely we're in the top 10, right? Okay, so 8 years later, now in my 9th year here, I find out that we've gone down in that number. We were 44th and now we're 45th. Counselors just told me. And this is after we've brought attention to it and we've invested in counselors. And so, but our student-to-counselor ratios are nowhere near, and there's 40 states better than us, and that's just horrible. And anyways.
Oh.
I know.
Well, I don't want to bring up another downer topic, but something that you've talked about a lot is attendance.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of bills out there to address it. So it's clearly something that you think is a big issue. Talk to me about how big of a problem it is and how your bills hope to address that.
Yeah, I think if kids have a sense of purpose, if we don't have a sense of purpose, it's hard to get out of bed in the morning. So I think our kids need to have a sense of purpose. And I'd love it if all the principals out there, I don't know what camera I'm looking at, but all the principals out there, if on the first day of school, you have this assembly and you say to everybody in the all the kids that are in the stands, all of you that are on the football team, come on down. All of you that are in choir, come on down. All of you that are in debate and mock trial and speech and theater and hockey and and gymnastics, come on down to the floor. And after he or she is done naming all the extracurricular opportunities to all the kids that are still up there, find a group, join something. And I just almost finished reading a book called Bowling Alone. And it's all about how our society has stopped joining things. And I think that's another reason our kids, so many kids are hurting, because they don't belong. They've lost that sense of belonging. They don't have a sense of purpose anymore. And back to my initial point about relationships, we can all do better, because I think, that's why we're on the planet Earth, is to have friends and relationships and interact with our species.
Well, I know one way that, kids these days like to interact with each other is, for better or ill, is through social media and their cell phones, which is another thing that you've been focused on. And I know that you had a survey out to the school districts of the state,
Thanks for knowing that.
on their cell phone usage and their policies and what they wanted to see happen in that space. So, what did you find out on that issue?
We have not gotten the results back yet. The districts were supposed to by March 14th. So I don't know where that is in the cloud right now, but I do know part of me wants to allow each school district to do it, local control, but part of me thinks if the districts aren't doing anything, do we need to mandate that we do something? And I don't know what that something is, but when you go visit schools that have cell phone policies, I would ask all my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, if you have an opportunity to go to a school that has a no cell phone policy during lunch, watch the kids, because they're doing this at lunch and they're not doing this at lunch. And because I know there's one school district in my district, one school in my district that has a no cell phone policy, and during their lunch hour, the kids are laughing and chatting and talking and being kids. And it's nice to see. They should have a hidden camera, or a hidden a wind mirror. What are they called?
A two-way mirror?
Yeah, they should have a two-way mirror and have all the adults come and see how kids are. Anyway, so yeah, but the cell phone, it's a problem.
Sounds like a great opportunity for a study.
Yeah, and that's what we were hoping to get from all the school districts, so we can start compiling it and see where we're at and maybe, who knows what we'll do. But most of us, and one of the things that people always say that are opposed to having a policy is, what if there's an emergency? How am I going to call my mom and tell her how much I love her? How will I contact my siblings and say, there's an active shooter, I just want to let you know I love you? And my comment to that is, you got to pay attention to the adult in the room. If there is really something horrific happening in the school and 30 kids are doing this on their cell phones and not paying attention to the adult in the room, that could be a bigger problem than being able to telling your loved ones that you care about them, and things you should probably say more than before an active shooter shows up. Sorry, I digressed.
Broadening out to a wider view, there are concerns that what's happening on a federal level will impact students here. So can you take me through, how the Minnesota Department of Education interacts with the federal Department of Education and what changes there will impact students here?
Well, I don't know if this is going to answer your question necessarily, but about 10% of the education budget, which is about 40% of the state budget, that 10% comes right from the federal government, predominantly for things like Title I and special education and nutrition programs. So if the federal Department of Education goes away, and I don't really, I don't like when we use the word bureaucracy. We got to get rid of the bureaucracy, because these are human beings. We're not talking about nameless, faceless people or things, non-entities. They're human beings. And so when we say we got to get rid of the bureaucracy, we're talking about members of our species. And so but nonetheless, the state of Minnesota relies about 10% of our budget for funding for our school districts from the federal government. So if they cut that 10%, that money's people are going to have to take a hit, and it's the most vulnerable of us that will have to take that hit, because most of the federal money, like I said, goes for nutrition programs and special education programs and Title I for low-income families. And so, that 10%, I don't know, we don't have the money to come up with that 10% to fill that gap. And so I gained a lot of admiration and respect recently for all our finance directors for our schools, because the number of balls they have in the air right now, it's unbelievable. And so anyways, yeah, it's a work in progress, believe me. So we're just lucky to have Mary Kunish as chair of the Ed Finance Committee, and a lot of people at the Department of Education that are very smart people. So we'll get through this.
Is there anything that you could say to the parents or guardians or students themselves who are feeling anxious about what they're hearing?
Oh, God. Have faith in your kids and your elected officials. It's trying times right now. I don't know why I keep looking over there. It's trying times right now I know that after in April 1775, Thomas Paine said, "These are the times that try men's souls," and because it was a very tumultuous period, and I kind of remind myself of that now. I think we're living in a very unprecedented times with the Trump administration trying to balance the national debt and trying to figure out what he believes is best for our federal departments and agencies, and the impact it's having on our states is real. And our kids are whenever I hear somebody say, we got to get rid of the Department of Education, what kind of message does that send to a 11th grade girl or a 6th grade boy that, Mom, Dad, why does the President of the United States want to get rid of the agency that's responsible for me as a kid in school? So I don't think I answered your question, did I?
No, I think you did.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, just again, I don't why I keep looking over there. Have hope, have faith. We've been through tough times before, and regardless of your politics, just try to be kind to people and realize your teachers are working very, very hard, and your administrators and bus drivers and everybody in education's working really, really hard to try to get your kid from here in kindergarten to here when they reach over for that high school diploma. And so we're very lucky in Minnesota to have all those hardworking people in our schools.
All right, Senator, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.